Are you tired of having to aim constantly and try hard in every Marvel Rivals game you play? Do you maybe have some mental health issues and hear the voices that tell you strange things?
Just listening to Khonshu babbling in my head.
There's a lady in my head who calls me Stud Muffin.
Please leave me alone.
Then boy, do I have the perfect fit for you, Moon Knight. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows while playing Moon Knight. When you're first starting out, you may find yourself struggling a little, and even I had my challenges when climbing the ladder. It took me a few hours of gameplay to reach Grandmaster 1 and even play with Ninja one time.
Nice one, W of numbers, big tank kill. Good job, Stevie.
Hopefully, this video can help. Let's start this party off with going through his abilities. Now, all of Moon Knight's abilities are pretty easy to understand. I just want to put this here for the real newcomers to the cult of Moon Knight. When you shoot at enemies, your projectiles, otherwise known as ejectiles, will bounce and deal damage to enemies around the original target. That is the basic principle of playing Moon Knight. Throw random bullshit at enemies until they die.
At the right. Now to
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of his abilities. Moon Knight has a double jump, grapple, a glide, Genji-like projectile primary fire, a burst damage secondary fire. His ultimate is a large-sized, high-damage AoE ability, and of course, the bread and butter, Moon Knight has his Ankh. This Ankh is quite literally what you will be shooting for about 70% of your Moon Knight journey. The Ankh by default is bound to E. When the Ankh lands within range of an enemy, it pulls them a short distance towards the Ankh. Now for the best part of the Ankh. When you primary fire or secondary fire at it, your projectiles will bounce off to an enemy within its radius. Put simply, press E to throw your Ankh at a squishy target, then spam the hell out of it and collect your free kills with no aim required. Now, surely you might be thinking, it can't be that easy, Stevie. Buddy, trust me when I say it is that easy. So let's quickly glance over some text that you can pull off on Moon Knight. And honestly, I can only think of three. First and most importantly, when throwing your Ankh, make sure that you have your secondary fire. Your main combo for damage is going to be your Ankh, followed by your secondary fire, followed by consecutive primary fires. This is nearly an instant one-shot combo if done correctly. Next tech is super simple. You can use your grapple on super close walls or floors to launch yourself way higher than you normally would. And the last tech is also super simple, but I see very few Moon Knight players doing this. After you use your ultimate, use your Ankh to pull enemies back into it. This really can turn Moon Knight's ult from an A tier ult to an S tier ult. Now that we got the basics down, let's get a little more intimate, boy. Let's take a deeper look into Moon Knight's gameplay loop. Thankfully, the optimal way to play Moon Knight is a fairly streamlined playstyle. Very simply put, you want to take an off angle on a high ground when you have your cooldowns, to look for an opportunity to uncombo the squishy targets in the enemy backline. It's more important to not be seen when taking these off angles, so really try to stay hidden. If an enemy DPS or tank like Doctor Strange spots you and pushes you, then you have to give up the space and retreat back to your own backline. It is far harder from your own team's backline to land a successful uncombo on a squishy target. Once you have used your uncombo, you can either spam the enemy frontline from your high ground position or retreat back to your own team's backline. Moon Knight's ultimate is extremely strong in this current patch, so it is worth to spam the enemy frontline to build your ultimate as fast as possible.
Oh! Clip that one!
Once your cooldowns are back up, you can attempt to take another off-angle position and look for picks on the enemy squishies. Now that you understand Moon Knight's playstyle, let's go over his matchups. I've made an infographic here that roughly outlines the best and worst matchups, and then also the neutral matchups. So as a general rule, when playing Moon Knight, the characters that you're going to be the best against are characters that don't have high mobility options. So that's going to be characters like Luna, Mantis, Hawkeye, Adam Warlock, Punisher. All those characters, what they have in common is they only have maybe one mobility tool. So if they don't have that, they're pretty much a free kill with your own combo. Now for the characters that you're going to be weak against, it's obviously going to be the inverse of that. It is the characters that have high mobility options like Star-Lord, Iron Man, Black Panther. You get the point. Moon Knight is very weak into high mobility and flying characters, and Moon Knight is very strong into low mobility characters. So now that you understand Moon Knight's matchups against enemy players, let's talk about Moon Knight's team-ups and best characters to play Moon Knight with. Now obviously, Moon Knight has a team-up with Cloak and Dagger that provides him with another ability, which makes him invisible for a short duration. This team-up is not as good as it seems, however it can be a nice bonus ability to help you if you get dove. There are really only two other strong team synergies that I can think of for Moon Knight. First is the Groot Moon Knight Wombo Combo. Groot's ult combined with Moon Knight's ult will kill through almost any support ultimate. This is super strong in the current triple support meta. This combo should also give you some nice flashbacks to the Overwatch 1 and Grab Dragon days. The final synergy is Mantis and Moon Knight. If you can get Mantis to damage boost you before you throw your Ankh combo, your combo will absolutely shred and insta-kill any squishy caught inside of it. This synergy is a little harder to pull off and may require you to use voice chat, but is definitely worth the struggle. Not much else to really say. Moon Knight is a fairly easy to understand character to play. The real difference is going to be landing fat ultimates and timing your Ankh combos well. I'm confident if you can focus on these two principles that you will be able to climb the ranked ladder comfortably with very little aim required. If you guys have made it this far into the video, I just want to personally thank you and let you know a little bit more about myself. My name is Stevie KBM, and my goal is to make it big on YouTube so that I can pay for my little brother and sister's college tuition. If this is something that you guys would be willing to help me out with, I would really appreciate any extra support on the video. Hopefully, I've earned your guys' support, like on the video, and subscription. Also, feel free to join the community Discord below. Alrighty, squad. It's been real. Peace out.